The Cotton Bowl brought more than a defeat. It brought a warning. When the clock hit 0 that night against the Miami Hurricanes, it wasn't just a 24-14 loss that lingered. It marked the beginning of a silent storm forming over Columbus. The Ohio State fortress, long accustomed to imposing fear and respect, suddenly felt a different wind blowing, a wind of uncertainty. At the center of this storm stands Ryan Day, a coach forged by wins, championships, and sky-high expectations, now facing the greatest duel of his career, keeping the Buckeyes dynasty alive in a landscape that's changing faster than ever. Just days after the loss, on January 2nd, 2026, the transfer portal officially opened. What should have been a routine calendar event turned into a seismic shift. Players began to leave, one after another. These weren't just backups searching for opportunity. They were contributors, starters, former blue-chip recruits once viewed as the foundation of the future. In total, 28 players chose to depart the program. Among them, a starting offensive guard and several former five-star prospects. The message was unmistakable. Something was out of sync in Columbus. For fans, the shock was immediate. For those who follow college football closely, it was even more jarring. Ohio State isn't just any program. It's a powerhouse, a machine built to lose talent to the NFL, not to the portal. When that many players walk away at once, the question becomes unavoidable. Why? What's really happening behind the scenes? Analysts quickly pointed out that the problem isn't simply the volume of departures. In today's game, turnover is inevitable. The real concern arises when those losses aren't offset by elite additions, and that's where the criticism intensifies. High-end portal targets began choosing other destinations, including players long believed to be Ohio State leanings. When one of the nation's top defensive players commits elsewhere, the signal is loud and clear. Something broke in the process. In an era where NIL, revenue sharing, and off-field management matter as much as X's and O's, infrastructure has become just as critical as scheme. That reality has fueled a growing question among fans and insiders alike. Is Ohio State getting all the institutional support he needs to compete in this new world? Or has Ohio State, a program that once set the standard, fallen a step behind? The unease isn't limited to outside voices. Inside the program, the atmosphere has shifted. Players who won't be part of next season leave behind more than roster spots. They leave uncertainty. Every exit tells a story. Every quiet departure reinforces the feeling that this program is being tested in ways it hasn't faced before. Yet, if there's one trait that defines Ryan Day, it's his ability to respond. Even amid the chaos, Ohio State didn't stand still. The staff went to work. The portal brought reinforcements. 7 new players were added in an effort to stop the bleeding and restore balance. One name in particular stood out: Terry Moore. The former Duke defensive back brings experience, production, and conference-level recognition. Despite coming off a season lost to injury, Moore represents more than numbers. He represents a statement. A calculated risk, a sign that Ohio State still has the pull to attract impact talent. These additions don't solve everything, but they shift the narrative. They show that the program still has a pulse and that Ryan Day isn't content to watch a carefully built foundation erode. Each commitment is an attempt to reassert control in a situation that, for a moment, seemed to be slipping away. And this is where Ryan Day's moment becomes truly defining. Because the resume is undeniable. In 7 seasons, he's posted an 82-12 record, a winning percentage few coaches in the country can match, a recent national championship, consistent appearances on the sport's biggest stages. Ryan Day isn't a coach in decline, he's a proven winner. But college football doesn't reward history, it demands answers in the present. What's at stake now isn't just a season, it's a legacy. It's the identity of Ohio State in a new era, one where recruiting doesn't end on signing day, where retaining players is as crucial as developing them, and where leadership is measured as much in boardrooms as it is in locker rooms.
This crisis might be silent, but its impact is deafening, and within it lies an opportunity. Great programs aren't defined by the absence of problems, but by how they respond to them. Ryan Day is standing at a crossroads that separates successful coaches from truly legendary leaders. He's already won tactical battles. He's already lifted trophies. Now he must win a deeper internal war, strategic, structural, and cultural. For Buckeye fans, the emotions are mixed. There is concern, without question, but there is also belief. Because history shows Ohio State thrives under pressure. Because Ryan Day has already proven he can guide this program through adversity. And because in college football, nothing forges resolve like the sense that everyone is doubting you. The upcoming season won't just be about wins and losses, it will be about answers, about identity, about proving that Columbus remains a final destination, not a temporary stop. Ryan Day's duel isn't against a single opponent, it's against time, skepticism, and a system that has rewritten the rules of the game. And that battle, sooner or later, will be decided on the field.